Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we're going to do something a little bit different than what we normally have been doing. We're going to take a look at the AIM-54, and the reason I'm doing this is because there was a recent patch to the AIM-54. So I have, what version do I have? So I'm using DCS Open Beta version 2.7.10.18996. So there was a recent patch that updated the flight model of the Phoenix to be a little bit more realistic, which, you know, I certainly appreciate. I'm playing this as a video game, right? I'm not, if you've watched any of my videos, we're not super, definitely not milsim. I did kind of the real army thing for a while, so I don't really have any desire to go like super into the weeds on, okay, this has got to be perfect and a recreation of what the military is doing. I don't really care about that. But I did try to do some cap with the AIM-54 on the F14, and I found that I was not able to hit things like I was expecting. And so I kind of wanted to take a look at a couple of different scenarios and see how the AIM-54 performs. And we'll use TAC view, and we'll try to do this as scientifically as possible, as you know, as accurate as I can get it, being, you know, an imperfect human trying to do something on a video game, but we'll see, right? So I want to try these three different scenarios. So at 40,000 feet, at 75 miles, 40,000 feet at 50 miles, and then 10,000 feet at 25 miles. And I want to look at all three of the different variants that we have available to us. The Mark, what is it, the Mark 60 motor plus the Mark, I think it's 49, I'm not 100% certain. We'll take a look in game, but I want to try the smaller motor and the bigger motor of the A. I also want to try the C. And then for the launch parameters, I want to look at, you know, level flight versus angling up 30 degrees for both, well, for everything, right? And then even at 10,000 feet, when we're closer to the deck, is there an advantage of angling up or not angling up? I know that because of the new flight model mechanics, that there's higher drag at the lower altitude. Which is why I'm a little interested to see how this plays out here. So let's load up DCS. We'll create a little scenario, and I'll walk us through what we're going to try. All right, so here's our scenario. We have one MiG-29 with on ace, right? So best AI skill level I can give him. No weapons, but is sitting at 25,000 feet. And then we have our aircraft here, which is an F14 Bravo with a single Phoenix. So we're starting with the AIM-54A Mark 47. And then we have an AWACS sitting off to the side here that is going to provide us data link. And I'm doing this to hopefully get Jester to be able to lock up this particular aircraft. Now, what we're going to use in terms of our launch parameters is that we are going to try to be going above Mach 1, or at least at Mach 1, right? At least breaking the sound barrier. And we are going to be using track-well scan for launch. So let's go ahead and launch our first one. We're not going to save that. We can save this. All right, we're in, so we're gonna just very quickly get everything set up here. Go to air-to-air mode. Select our...
Stand at 360, 74 miles.
All right, we're launching level. Put on our... Alright, so our missile is now above the sound barrier. So I did put the MiG at around 80 miles, and it takes a few seconds. So we did launch right around 75. Now, obviously, this is the missile with the smaller motor, so and this is also level. All right, we can see our target now coming straight at us. He is not maneuvering yet. My guess is he's probably going to maneuver soon. Yep, there it is. Got him. All right. All right, we're back in. All right.
Bandit, raw.
Here we go.
360, 75 miles.
Launched. Go ahead and hit altitude hold. So this is the Mark 60 motor. It is going probably very fast. So let's take a look. Our missile. Yeah, it's going quite fast. We can see our target is a very teeny tiny dot on my monitor. I'm not sure if it'll show up on the video yet with the YouTube compression, but we can definitely see him not maneuvering at all. He's maneuvering. This is also a hit. All right, there he is. Good level.
We have a Bandit, 360.
Let's take a look. It's definitely a little slower. It seems to be a little slower. We can take a look in a different way in a little bit. Another thing I'm going to do after this test is we will launch all three simultaneously to 3 different targets that are flying in formation, and we'll see how those react as well. Okay, we can see the target in the distance, at least on my monitor. He is not maneuvering yet. He'll probably pop in a second. Ooh, it missed. Wow. All right, here we go.
Free shift Bra 360, 75 miles.
All right, it's all the missiles. We have all three out at the same time, going to 3 different targets. And we should be... We'll stay in level flight. Yep. I'm gonna guess that the Mark 60 will overtake almost everybody. Definitely overtaken the Mark 47. Now the main question is it tracking? This has actually been a relatively frustrating video because sometimes these things haven't been tracking. And it looks like it may not be here either. Maybe. Still pointed straight at him with the radar. Yeah, there's something going on with the radar in the trackable scan. It looks like not everything's tracking. So obviously it's locked on the one on the right here because I can see him braking. Yeah, we got him. And this guy's really slow. This variant. It doesn't appear to be tracking anything either. Yep. All right. Now we have the A variant. We're gonna nose up 30 degrees before firing.
We have a Bandit Bra 360, 74 miles.
All right. So now we're going at a higher loft. And this is the, I believe this is the A, Mark 47. Yep. So we're at a significantly higher loft and altitude than level flight, it looks like. We can actually put the, yeah, we're definitely higher, 100,000 feet. Take a look on the map. Also a lot slower. Which makes sense, though. I mean, you're going to be using gravity to accelerate at the final phase, right? You're basically going to be trying to just fall into the target. A little ways away. Hey, we can, yeah, we can see, so it is tracking now, so we can see the MiG. Oh, maybe we're not tracking. Oh, it just pulled up and flew over him. Interesting. All right, we got our target. Going up. 30 degrees. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There it is. Launch.
There is a Bandit Bra 360.
I think I lost too much speed there, but that's fine. Put our altitude hold on, and we will watch our missile. So this is the Mark 60. So much larger rocket motor. Probably is going to get a lot higher. Maybe not. Right, we're at over 100,000 feet. So we were not able to track well at this height with the previous smaller rocket motor, which was a little surprising. So I'm expecting the same behavior here. Simply because maybe we're too high. Well, we see our target. Yeah, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to just fly right over his head. It's not going to track. It's going to pull up in about 2 seconds. Yep. Right over his head. It's making him do something. He responded to it, so he saw it, but he already notched it or got beyond it. Okay, well, it looks like the 30-degree up is probably a bad idea, but we'll try one more time with the Charlie. All right. Why is that? Go.
Bandit Bra 360, 74 miles.
Alright, we're off. Alright, our missile's off now, and this is the Charlie variant of the Phoenix. I expect similar behavior to the Alpha Mark 47, right? I'm expecting this to just be a giant whiff. But who knows? Maybe there's something special about the Charlie's seeker head that makes it better for this type of behavior. Now, that being said, if this doesn't go well, if we manage to completely miss everything at 75 miles at a 30 degrees angle of attack, I'm not going to do the 50-mile one at 30 degrees because it's just we'll skip the 50-mile component altogether and we'll go right to the deck, to 10K, simply because I don't see a value at that point, right? Because if it can't track, it can't track. I'm also a little concerned that we saw the other behavior, which was when we launched all 3 missiles, it didn't track 2 of the 3 targets. So maybe that's another interesting thing. Maybe there's something wrong with the radar, or there's an API issue. I don't know, right? I'm not a developer for for DCS, so it's conjecture. Wow, this is actually off to the right, which is interesting. Huh. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna miss again. It's not even in the right direction. We're probably about, yeah, we're gonna overshoot. He's not even responding to it. He doesn't even care. All right, well, that's good news. So, I mean, I guess not good news, but that does show us that there is really no advantage of that 30-degree loft. Now, what I will do, simply for my own edification, is I'm going to move the target out to 100 miles, and we'll try a 30-degree loft and see what happens. Maybe it's, you know, hey, if you're within 75 miles, don't do this. Who knows? Let's take a look. All right, so now we're gonna do 100 miles level as a control. If I can pick him up at 100 miles. There we go. So this is our Alpha variant with the Mark 47. And launch was quite a ways away. Oops, the wrong button there, sorry about that. Should have been right around 100 miles. Now, I don't expect this missile to have enough energy. But we're doing this as a control set because we're going to do the 30-degree up as well. But basically, this is essentially target is moving directly towards you. You basically are able to like get it on scope, and as soon as you have any type of launch authority, you're launching. So this is like, in my opinion, would be considered like a maximum range launch, and you wouldn't expect this to necessarily hit anything. But we'll see here, right? And this is AI as well. The AI are not as smart as real people. So it may be unreasonable to expect. Still got 20 miles to go. It may be unreasonable to expect people to act in the same way. So we can see our target. I don't know if that's tracking or if it's running out of running out of kinetic energy. I'm guessing tracking. This should be a really easy missile for this thing to defeat. Basically, all he probably really needs to do is turn cold. Yeah, it's not going to catch him. He successfully escaped the missile. This thing is lawn darting into the ocean. So we'll leave it there. All right, here we go. Phoenix. All right. Just gotta get. Here it is. Put on our autopilot.
We have a...
We got our autopilot on. We do. Excellent. Let's watch our missile. So this is our Mark 60. So it should have significantly more range. I don't know if it's significantly more range, but it does burn a lot longer. So I expect this to have a little bit more kinetic energy, but again, I'm not expecting this to hit. Now, also, we're doing an N of 1 for these experiments, and honestly, I should be doing this in like triplicate or, you know, 10, an N of 10 or something, so that we can actually do some kind of statistics to it, but we're not going to do that simply because I don't have the time. So this is going to be a more informal kind of thing. But it should help give an idea of what I'm seeing and verify some of my own little assumptions around this. So let's take a look at our missile. Is maneuvering. This one might hit him. This might hit him. Yep, hit him. So that was good. We'll now try this with the Charlie variant. All right. Here we go, launching now. Level. So we don't expect this to hit. This is very much a controlled, you know, we'll do the 30-degree up on these as well and see if that helps. But I really don't expect this missile to hit anything. So what do we have here? We have our AIM-54C, and we are just launching it at about 100 miles. At least that's the intent, right? Basically, as soon as it got on our radar, we launched. So but after the bad performance of the 30-degree angle up at 75 miles, I don't know. Maybe it's better. Yeah, so we're getting a lot slower, I can tell already. We still got a ways to go to our to our bad guy. We got another 40 miles, and we are at 1,000 knots, 1,300 knots. And what's interesting to me here is that it's off to the right. Okay, now it's tracking. And this is my local computer, right? So this is not like on a server. There shouldn't be desync issues. He still isn't responding to this yet. There it is. Okay. Interesting behavior. I think the MiG just killed himself, maybe. Come on, man, go cold. Well, maybe he notched it. That's good. Yeah. All right, so it missed. We're gonna lawn dart into the ocean. All right, we're going with 30-degree up now. PID in there. So this is the A variant with the smaller rocket engine. Right. There we go. So we've done a 30-degree launch, and this thing is going into outer space. It's just going up. It looks like it's going up at like a 45-degree angle too. That is insane. All right, let me make sure that I'm not about to crash. Let's turn this down. We'll put our altitude hold on. There we go. Excellent. Our altitude is 135, 136,000. It's still going up. Wow. Okay. Well, this is quite the altitude. So this might be more dangerous, but that assumes that it can actually that it's gonna come back down. At our 75-mile test, it did not manage to track. It basically wasn't able to get the angle of attack it needed in order to lose the altitude fast enough to actually do anything to the target other than maybe scare him a little bit. So after this round, we're going to do the lower altitude. Yeah, okay, so this looks like it's just going to fly over it. And if that's the case, if that happens with this one, I'm not even gonna maybe bother with the other ones, because it's just, you know, if it's not gonna be useful, there's no reason to even attempt the other ones. It's the same behavior. Oof. It's not gonna be able to get. It's not gonna do it. It's gonna fly right over. All right, well, I guess that kind of shows that there's not a lot of value in going 30 degrees up. All right, so this is going to be our last set of tests, and so we've got a little bit of different setup now. So we are at 10,000 feet, and we're approximately 25 miles from the Bandit. We still have our AWACS. We're both at co-altitude, so he's at 10,000 feet, I'm at 10,000 feet, and we're going to try the different Phoenix launches again, still using trackable scan, just to see how it performs when you're a little bit closer. I know that it's going to be slower, simply because the air is thicker and it's been modeled now to basically penalize you for not being very high in altitude. So we're going to try this. We're also going to try the lofting, right? So we did do lofting. We tried it at 75 miles, and we also tried it at 100 miles once, after seeing that it was the same behavior, that it basically just way overshot. It wasn't going to be useful. I want to try it at 10,000 feet though, because we're not going to have as much energy. It may not get as high, and it may be more lethal. We'll see. That's why we're doing the experiment. So we'll go ahead and get this started. Okay, shooting at level.
Fights on. Bandit 360, 20 miles.
So the missile's not lofting, which makes me a little concerned. We'll see. Oh, okay. It has the energy. It doesn't matter. Or maybe it doesn't have the energy. Nope, doesn't have the energy. It's not gonna hit him. No dice. Alright, so we've got our Mark 60 at the, yeah, so we don't need that, we need that. Got our larger rocket engine now. Go ahead and launch. Still not lofting, which is interesting to me, but that's okay. I'm gonna guess that this is gonna be a little bit more dangerous with the Mark 60 motor, but I don't expect it to hit either. Might. Gonna come close. Yep, got him. Ow. Alright, so we're getting ready here. Alright, this is the Charlie. Go ahead and I do not expect the Charlie to hit because it has the same rocket motor as the first Alpha that we shot. Definitely goes funny. Yeah, it totally just bled a lot of its energy away. Yep, it blew itself up. Okay. Alright, here we go.
Let's do this.
30 degree up. launched. Go ahead and set my altitude hold. Now, I don't know if it'll actually come back down on that guy, or if it's tracking, so we're about to find out. It does look like it's coming back down. Yeah, we're tracking. This is looking pretty dangerous for him. Nope, missed him, but barely. Okay. All right, here we go. Go ahead and launch. Wow, so the missile decided it wasn't even going to lock. It just decided I'm going straight. Okay. That's acceptable. And it still might hit him. Last time it did hit him. So I'm interested to see if it'll hit him again. It looks like it might. Oh, he dodged. Oop, he barely dodged it. Okay, so...
Okay, we're on.
All right, there's the launch.
Raw, 360, 19 miles.
So we launched it. This is the Charlie variant. So it looks like, unsurprisingly, your best bet is to just not be this low. Shoot when they get closer. Lofting doesn't seem to do much or matter at all. Yeah, it didn't work. All right, so in conclusion, instead of the 50 mile, we had a 100 mile. That was one change that we did make at the beginning, or at least during the experimentation. So I guess in conclusion, what we're seeing is kind of what we would expect. The higher you are, the more effective the missile. The Alpha variant with the Mark 60 motor seems to be the one with the greatest range. And then it looks like from a low altitude perspective that you just have degraded performance in terms of being able to hit a target. It doesn't look like lofting or manual lofting. So you taking the aircraft and angling up 30 degrees seems to do much. It seems to be really quite bad at the 40K altitude. It just goes too high, and it looks like it's not able to come back down fast enough to hit targets. So now, by all means, this little experiment of ours here is not the end-all be-all of experimentation that could be done. I'm really interested to hear from other folks to see if people notice the same type of behavior, or if they're like, hey, you know, you're an idiot, 30 degrees is far too much, you need to be at like 20, or this is what you should be doing. Because I mean, I don't know, right? Not a fighter pilot, never going to be a fighter pilot, so I'm not 100% certain. But yeah, I'd be incredibly interested. So I have uploaded my TACView files to my Google Cloud, and I have linked that in the video description below. So feel free to take a look at those. And definitely interested from hearing about the Phoenix performance that anyone else may have. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.